Najee Harris's agent just exposed the truth about the wild rumor surrounding him. So, in case you haven't seen, yesterday there's a report going on that Najee Harris asked out of Pittsburgh. He wants to play somewhere else, and he actually asked the team to decline his 50-year option. Well, his agent responded and basically said that's not true. But first, before I get more to this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates, and also like the video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, as we all know, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they recently decided to decline Najee Harris's 5th-year option, and it left many of us stunned because it was a deal to guarantee $6.79 million and another year on Najee Harris's contract to stick with the team through 2025. But now, because they declined it, he will be a free agent at the end of this season. And that money would have made him the 13th highest paid running back in the NFL. So it kind of left us shocked on why the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't pick up that option, especially because he was a first-round pick, and Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, they always speak glowingly of him. So it's shocking that that wasn't picked up. But they decided to do what they decided to do. But that left it open for discussion about Najee Harris and why the Steelers chose to do what they did. And it left many rumors surrounding them. Well, there was a lot of rumors going on a few days ago about this topic, about Najee Harris, about how the Dallas Cowboys are very interested in trying to trade for Najee Harris, and the deal might get done soon, but it might only be for a 4th-round draft pick because that's kind of his trade market value. Even though he was selected with a 1st-round draft pick, right now all they would be able to get for him is a 4th round. But also how the Pittsburgh Steelers maybe are going to move on from him. They want Jalen Warren to be the number 1 starting running back. Maybe Najee Harris is going to speak out. He's going to sit out of training camp, and he's going to hold out for a new contract, just like some other players have done in the past, like Deontay Johnson, TJ Watt, Mick Fitzpatrick. So it left it open for discussion. Well, all those rumors were kind of debunked, but just yesterday, there's a report by Paul Zeiss of 93.7 The Fan, and he shared some insight during a segment kind of divulging that a reliable source had informed him of Harris's preference for the Steelers to decline that 5th-year option. Here's what he had to say. Here was his report. A little birdie said Najee Harris actually asked for the Steelers to decline his 5th-year option because he would like to go play somewhere else. End quote. So obviously, this was said on the 93.7 The Fan radio. So obviously, it gained a lot of attention, gained a lot of traction, and many people started talking about it. It started buzzing around, just like all the other rumors surrounding Najee Harris this past week about everything going on with him. And this suggested that Najee Harris, he wants out of Pittsburgh. But obviously, this was not true whatsoever, because very rarely do we see agents take to social media, take to Twitter, and call out these reports saying that they're fake news. Well, in recently, the past week or two or so, we've seen Brandon Ayuk's agent kind of speak out and call out some reports that he wants out of San Francisco. But now we see Najee Harris's agent speak out about these reports about his player and say they're not true whatsoever. So this was the response by Doug Hendrickson, Najee Harris's agent. He said, "Hey, at Paul Zeiss, your little birdie source is a joke. Next time, do your homework and find a real source. Not true. At Pittsburgh PG." So, end quote. Obviously, Doug Hendrickson, he had enough of these rumors, and it seems like all these rumors are always started by the same people and the same kind of network. So he says he's sick of it. Basically, it's a joke and it's not true. He speaks out and it kind of clears the air on everything. Obviously, they could have just let this rumor sit. They could have let it speculate. It could have let it roam in the air and have the fans think whatever they wanted to think and probably think that it's true. But no, Najee Harris, he probably hit up his agent, probably said, "Can you kind of debunk this? Can you say something about it so I don't have to?" So his agent spoke out for him. So it made sense of why they would do this, because obviously it would put a bad taste in someone's mouth, maybe about Najee Harris, that he wants out of Pittsburgh. Maybe it would have Steelers fans thinking, hey, if he wants to move on, we should move on from him too. But obviously he didn't want that, so he had his agent debunk this before it started picking up steam. And it made sense because these rumors could be surrounded by anyone. And a source saying you got a report from a source, but you don't name the source that you got it from, anyone could say that. Anyone can make up a rumor and say it's from sources when you don't list your sources. So anyone could do that, and anyone could start a rumor that's not true. And this is what's been happening recently with Najee Harris. Even that rumor about the Dallas Cowboys being interested. A person from ESPN literally asked their sources, and a team source, a team representation, reached out to them and said that they aren't looking to trade for Najee Harris. So you kind of see how these rumors speculate and how they get declined when you actually look further into it. And also, when you just look at this topic in general, not even looking at these rumors anymore, just looking at the actual situation itself, why would Najee Harris want his contract to be declined? Yes, that 5th-year option, he would be paid the 13th highest. But in terms of the play on the field, the running back span and lifespan in the NFL is not long. And by the end of the season, you don't know where Najee Harris is going to end up in terms of yardage, anything like that. If he's going to stay healthy, one injury could change it all and change a running back's career. One bad injury, and that pay will not be significant on a long-term contract. So you might as well just take the money you could get right away. And usually a 5th-year option is always solidified with the top running backs. Maybe that extra franchise tag. Okay, they don't want to get franchise tagged because after the 5th-year option, they want to sign a long-term contract. So that would make sense. If it was next year and he was playing under a franchise tag and he didn't want to get franchise tagged, but a 5th-year option, that's guaranteed a 5th year, and the teams are always expected to do that with a good player. But the Steelers haven't decided to do that. So just looking at it in general, Najee Harris is going to be in the best situation now if he does stay healthy because he's playing under Arthur Smith. And what does Arthur Smith do as an offense coordinator, as an offensive head coach? What he's done in the past is run the football. And he's a very run-heavy offense. When you look at when he was at Tennessee, having Derrick Henry go over 2,000 yards. When you look at the Atlanta Falcons, from using 3 running backs on 3 kind of extreme levels of just handing the ball off 20 plus times, 25 plus times, nearly 30 times a game, and just having it be a bulk load of running the football. So Najee Harris, he probably seen that, and you could expect a running back to get injured in that type of offense when you're getting that much workload. So obviously you want the 5th-year option just in case that happens. But also it's a good situation also because it's more touches, because you have a chance to get more yards, to get more receptions out of the backfield. So you have a chance that your numbers are going to go through the roof in this type of offense when you're strictly running the ball. But also with a split between Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris, and maybe even Cordero Patterson or whoever else is at the running back spot, you could see numbers either go up, split, or go down. It's really interesting to see what's going to be of this offense, but that's just a general perspective of what to expect this season and why it just doesn't make sense on why Najee Harris would even ask for that contract to be declined with nothing secured past the season and no kind of sense if an injury is going to happen because it could just happen at random. Now, if he sits out of training camp, it makes much more sense. But this already has been declined. This has been debunked by the agent who deals with all Najee Harris's contracts in Hendrickson. So all these rumors that go on surrounding Najee Harris, you just have to take it with a grain of salt because it's just reports and it's just rumors. And just like agents do, they're not going to respond unless it's significant and it hurts the reputation of the player. And obviously, the agent responded in this case. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on this situation. This kind of report that Najee Harris asked the team to decline his 5th-year option because he wants out of Pittsburgh. But for then the agent responding directly to the report saying it's not true, your sources aren't true, get better sources, and Najee Harris never asked for this. Also, let me know your thoughts on Najee Harris, on if he will have a breakout season, or do you think that it'll be more split between Jaylen Warren and him? Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, rumors, updates, highlights, reaction videos, everything like that. I cover everything Pittsburgh Steelers, and make sure you turn on notifications, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.